Welcome back. I'm Dan.
I'm Ryan.
And this is Bourbon Sauce. This week we got a Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, and not just any Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, but a blind flight, mind you. I don't know what he poured me.
I don't know what he poured me.
But this is the selection that we have. Ryan, I know you've been waiting to do this because there's been a lot of talk about how good Benchmark actually is in comparison to the price point that you get. I'm nervous because they're screw tops. And you know how I feel about screw tops?
Yeah, I know you're a little bougie.
I am a lot bougie, really.
But
as you can tell, I have sleeves. You don't have sleeves.
Which is perfect for this episode, right? I mean,
kind of works out
because Evan Williams Bottle and Bond is a screw top.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's decent for something that's under $40. So
we've encountered a few screw tops that surprise you.
Yeah, even there was an Old Forester that's got a screw top, which was shocking.
But we've also encountered plenty of cork tops that were just downright devastating.
Yeah, well. And some that were over $100 they were. I should have rather poured down the drain than drink again in my life. But, you know, I've been gone for a month, so I got to get everything situated again because I'm not used to being up here in the studio anymore. But, so this bottled stuff comes from Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, everything up here is Buffalo Trace.
And these ones have a special story about them. Although there's kind of like I guess there's varying stories behind it because there's some stories that say this is the marks that were put in the ground where the Buffalo Trace Distillery eventually went were called benchmarks.
Right.
But then someone else had a story where they said it was by another distillery and they called it their benchmark. So I'm really curious if anybody out there knows, and they could put it in the comment section, which would be great, and let us know.
Clarification, please.
If you know for sure, if you talk to the people at Buffalo Trace, because we haven't been up there yet and gotten any real clarification on that story. But we've got the full proof, and then we got the single barrel, and then we have a single barrel, and then we have basically what is a full proof from their higher echelon items. I was forced to go into the depths and pull out a Blanton.
I mean, they have just kind of sat there.
Yeah, they're just collecting dust.
But so the full proof is supposedly rumored to be comparable to Stagg Jr.
Yeah.
Or Stagg
right
now. And rumors that the single barrel are comparative to Blantons. So.
Yeah, and then the small batches, I guess, like Eagle Rare. But I don't see how that would be because Eagle Rare is 10 years old.
Well, the small batch would have to be more like the actual Buffalo Trace itself.
That would make more sense. That would make more sense.
I don't know. I don't think you could compare it to a 10-year Eagle Rare.
Yeah. But, I mean, without further ado, I guess we can start diving into these. There's no real... It doesn't matter. We don't know what's in what glass, so...
Nope, but we're going to try and guess. I'm going to start with the furthest away.
I'm going to take these because I got to pull the bungies off of them. Which I forgot to do downstairs.
I left mine on so I could carry them.
Yeah. It does make it helpful to have these little rings on there for transporting. But then when you want to get into drinking, you gotta take them off.
So I started with A.
I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to do like we did before when we did the Weller. Hopefully I don't do as bad as I did with the Weller.
Watch it be a complete reverse today and I can't get a one of them right.
I mean, you sound a little like you got a little sinus thing going on. And I did just come back from being in California with the high desert of Fort Irwin. So...
there's some serious cherry notes on this one.
I have to rearrange some shit, make all this fit. I need a bigger counter. See, You know, when we had the bigger counter, it was nice, but we were further apart from each other. We had more space for activities. Now we have limited space. All right, so you're an A, I'm an A. I know what he's drinking. He doesn't.
Definitely some cherry notes for sure. Well, the funny thing is I knew what you were drinking and I've forgotten.
What's interesting about this,
And Dane.
welcome back. What's interesting about this is that this one doesn't have a lot of scent to it, which makes me nervous because what if this is like Stagg and I don't smell anything right now?
Yeah, I know what yours is.
That's going to make me nervous.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I definitely get heavy cherry. And which Stagg batch is this, by the way?
I think this one's a 22. Oh, this is ethanol as fuck. Yeah, this one's a 22A. I was going to go with the 23, and then I went against my better judgment because I needed a bottle. And since I drank most of that bottle in California, they're all in like handshakes now.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do that with it because it would look wonky.
Some cherry notes, oakiness.
This is a higher proof. I think this one's a foolproof benchmark. All right.
Yeah, I think A is BMSB. I think. Now I must cleanse the palate. Not so much fruit, but definitely sweeter on this one.
This one's got a vanilla note in it.
Yeah. Very, very woody on that one.
I think the one's Blanton's.
I'm not sure on that one. I'm not a... It's very woody. There's a snake in my boot.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll move right down the line. Go to number C. Number C, letter C. It's like leprosy, almost, when you say letter C. I think this one's Stagg. Without even tasting it. Oh, yeah, the mouth feels a lot better. Oh, no. I take that back. Nope. That's not Stagg. I changed my first one. I think the first one's Stagg. I think this one's that.
It's a little bit of a challenge, actually.
Yep, they're close, which is shocking. I like the blinds because it throws you through a loop. You never know. It's like, It's a real head scratcher. Oh.
I think D is Stagg.
That one's rough. That one's got to be that one. Ugh. I hope that that's not Blantons, because that's gonna suck. Mm.
Mm.
I think these two are going to be reversed. It's difficult because they're very similar, which is interesting because these two taste and smell very similar.
I think that's where I'm a little mixed up here is on B and C right now.
Which is the same. Yeah, it's weird. This one doesn't have as much ethanol to it. All right. I'm going to go with that, and I'm sure I'm fucking wrong, but that's just proof that these could be viable. That's all I'm saying.
I would agree.
Right off the bat. But they are eerily close to what their Big Daddies are, or whatever you want to call these, the higher brand.
All right, what'd you pick for A?
I put Stagg.
It is Stagg.
Okay.
I put for my A, I put Benchmark single barrel.
Let me pull up the picture because I don't remember what the fuck I put for. To be honest, I have like mild Alzheimer's. It's fine. I'm getting up there in age. What do you want from me? What'd you say for the first one?
Benchmark single barrel.
That would be wrong.
Oh. All right.
It was a single barrel.
Okay. So it's Blantons.
It was Blantons.
All right. So for B, I put Blantons.
Yeah, so you had them backwards.
Okay.
Actually, you had it, well, not backwards, but because the second B wasn't single barrel.
So it was foolproof.
Yeah.
Oh. So the only one I got right would have been D, the Stagg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was tough.
So the Stagg
This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be honest with you.
The Stagg was easy for me to identify.
It's darker than the rest.
Not even color, like just instantly, like I'm like, this is Stagg.
Yeah. But this Stagg has a distinct taste to it anyway.
Does.
But it's generally darker than most of the Buffalo Trace stuff that I've seen in history. Like George T. Stagg and Stagg pretty much have like the same darkness.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones are a little bit on the lighter side.
So what did you get for B?
I put Benchmark Foolproof.
You would be wrong.
Oof, I knew it.
What did you put for C?
That was Blantons.
You got that right.
Whee!
So you flip-flopped.
So I got A and C right.
Yep.
So I got
B and D were wrong.
I got the major brands right. I got these two wrong. So that just means these two are super close to the way they taste that I couldn't figure out. Because, I mean, if you look at them, they're very similar in color. They're very similar in smell. Like, there's not much. The only difference is this one has a little bit more ethanol.
Right.
Or not that one. This one has a little bit more ethanol that I thought. Oh, you know why? I'm a dumbass. But that had more ethanol. I should have put that as the foolproof. Derp.
So,
Whatever.
how would you rank these?
Stagg was be my number one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then following behind that, shocking everybody, I would probably put the Benchmark single barrel.
Okay.
Because that one, to me, the single barrel one didn't have as much ethanol-ness as the foolproof did on the nose. So this one was a little bit more inviting.
Mm-hmm.
They both had really quick finishes for me.
Yep.
So that was the part that I was if you were mixing it in something like a old fashioned or
Right.
a Jack and Coke, like a bourbon and Coke or whatever, you wouldn't really notice.
Right.
But yeah. And then it would have been Blanton's and then the Foolproof. Foolproof came in last for me.
So for me, it's obviously the Stagg. I would go the Benchmark single barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm kind of flip-flopped, honestly, between the Foolproof and the Blantons. Like,
Which is a shock.
The Blantons just, I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing really, let me caveat this whole thing real fast. There's nothing wrong with these bourbons that we drank.
Oh, no, not at all.
But there is a distinct difference going from Stagg all the way down to Blanton's and these. Because if you remember, when we were younger, before the bourbon market went crazy, you could find these for like $35.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're $100.
Mm-hmm. Plus.
Some places 120 or more, which is insane to me.
It is.
So realistically, these are priced where this is priced where this used to be.
It's actually, these are priced lower than this.
Oh, is it?
Still, yeah.
Are these like in the teens?
They're like teens and low 20s.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Oh.
So, I mean, if you guys are looking for alternatives. Now, I know that originally they only released them in Indiana to begin with.
You can find them everywhere now.
But yeah, now they're everywhere. I even convinced a guy when I was in Vegas. It was funny. I was at the Total Wine in Vegas. I think it was the Summerlin one. And this old man was looking at buying a liter of Buffalo Trace.
Liter of cola.
And I was like, hey, I got something for you real fast. I was like, have you ever tried this? And I pointed to one of the benchmarks. And he's like, no. I was like, funny story. I was like, it's made at Buffalo Trace. So chances are you're not going to really, I was like, do you drink it by itself or do you mix these? Like, I usually mix. I was like, you're not going to taste the difference. I promise you. I was like, you mix that in there, you won't even know the difference. So it was the 8.
Yeah.
Or the one above the 8. Because we got the whole damn lineup.
Yes. A small batch.
It might have been a small batch.
Yeah.
But they had it in a liter and I was like, try it. And he like went to the register and moments later came back and he's like, oh, you were right. On the side of the bottle, it says Buffalo Trace. I was like, I run a podcast, dude. Like, I'm a little researched on some of this stuff before I come in these stores. So
once again, I feel like I got you on another twist top.
Yeah, you kind of did. Yeah, you kind of did. And to be honest with you,
score one for the bottom shelfers.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I don't know many people that would drink these would get it the way we got it. I challenge anybody to do that with us. Throw the gauntlet down. Bring you guys to the house if you want to. We'll pour you whatever.
Oh, it's going to be blind.
Yeah, and you'll be blind, and we'll see how you do because these are tough. The blinds are tough.
Damn, I only got one this time.
But I got 2, so I redeemed myself.
Yeah, but you're improving. I went backwards.
Yeah.
I went backwards, damn it.
Yeah, and I didn't drink that much when I was in California, so I've had a reprieve from drinking. I was almost like borderline just beer while I was out there because there wasn't much for the bourbon selection. And the one place that they did have bourbon, I was not paying their prices.
Go figure.
I was like, yeah, you guys fuck right off. But either way, if you guys are curious about finding these, you can find them in your local liquor stores. We have them everywhere around us here, and between Clarksville and Dixon and everywhere.
Hopkinsville, you name it.
Yeah.
I will say a lot of people say the Foolproof has been harder to come across.
Mm-hmm.
But for like people that listen out in Eastern Kentucky and stuff like that, there's plenty of places to find the whole sets.
Yeah, I'm sure Ernie's
always has them.
I was going to say Ernie's is
That's
like
actually where I got
spot.
the entire set was at Ernie's.
Yeah, Ernie's is a spot for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you did get me on the Redneck Riviera specials.
I really enjoy it when
I
I can find something off the bottom shelf and then you're just like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting when a twist top actually outperforms a corker.
Yeah.
And, it was real close between the Blantons and the foolproof and the single barrel. I think head to head, the Blantons would almost lose to these if you kind of spent some time with them. But Stagg outperforms them all.
Agreed.
I mean,
I would say, like, if we actually went through and rated these like we normally do,
yeah,
overall, this would be the bottom. Because price would kill it.
Oh, price would absolutely kill it.
Price would kill it overall. So this would be the bottom if we actually rated all these, because price would destroy the Blantons.
Yeah,
Not that Blantons is bad, but comparatively for price-wise,
for what
I'll gladly go buy these before I go buy this.
Yeah,
Just my opinion.
Yeah, and even if my fear is obviously with even Blantons doesn't hold well when you put an ice cube in it.
No.
So I'm sure with these, if we threw a cube in them, it would just kill them.
I don't know. With the foolproof at 125,
it might save it, but
I don't know that it would kill it, to be honest.
You said this one was the foolproof. My last one, right? The last one was the foolproof.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm touching the single barrel. I'm at the foolproof. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would survive. It's got enough viscosity in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be all right. But this was interesting.
And you said B was Blantons?
For you?
Yeah. No, C would have been Blantons because I had B as Blantons.
A was Blantons for you.
This was small batch? No, foolproof.
That's foolproof.
And this was small batch.
Not small batch. And then Stagg is the last one, the closest one to you.
See, this one, after kind of coming back to it, fresh and clear palate again.
Yeah, that's the foolproof.
This foolproof has kind of a caramely, vanilla. It's got a good palate flavor.
It does.
And the viscosity's decent. It does fade out on the back end.
I mean, it's only 4 years old.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the caveat with these benchmarks is they're not aged very long. And I think as this is the longest aged out of them all. There's no age statement on these, which I assume that they're all 4 years at minimum in order to not have the age statement on it. But I think they're all just at 4 years. But they're not gut wrenching like I thought. Now maybe those other ones, when we get to the bottom of the benchmark, those ones might make us be a little bit more repulsed. But again, we might be shocked on that. So
for me, it would be the Stagg, single barrel, foolproof, and then Blantons.
Yeah, the Blantons kind of finishes. It's unfortunate just because of the price. If we were to do it like our normal thing, Blantons would lose.
Yep.
Which Buffalo Trace needs to figure that shit out.
Agreed.
They need to change the SRP because it's really not $100. It's not even a $70 bottle.
But the MSRP is usually a lot cheaper
than what stores. Yeah.
So, like, if you call them, they'll give you the whole rundown of what their MSRPs are.
Yeah.
Like this past year, Eagle Rare's MSRP when I called them was $45, and it sells, if you're lucky, $50. Yeah. And then everywhere else it sells $70, $80, $100 a bottle. But their MSRP is $45. So I think their MSRP for this is like $50, $55. And it sells $100 plus.
Yeah. That's kind of sad.
I agree.
If you guys haven't noticed, we do have a whiskey grill that is out there on their website. So you guys can purchase that. You can thank Ryan for making that connection and Adam for making that happen for us. It's on the website. It's like $50. And I think we still have to talk with them about discount codes and whatnot, but stay tuned. We'll end up having one.
You too can drink from a charcoal whiskey grill.
Yeah, with our awesome logo on it. Or you can get whatever logo you want because they do that too. They'll do custom logos if you want to have middle finger or something, you can get that. But we also have the Patreon. If you guys haven't been paying attention, go check out the Patreon. We try to put some content on there that's not on all the other social media. And then we're going to try to start churning out some different things on the merch side. We're testing the waters right now.
We do have a new t-shirt.
Yeah.
Shut up, liver. You're fine.
Yeah. So you guys should check that out. Stay tuned to our TikTok and Instagram because we will be putting out feelers as to like kind of voting as to what you guys like between the different shirts and some different things. We need your feedback. Desperately rely on you for progressing, which things are going good so far. So until next time, I'm taking a Stagg for my cheers. Are you doing that too?
Yes, I am.
Until next time, drink your favorite drink. Hopefully it's bourbon. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.